Super bummed today, guys. Chris Cornell just killed himself. Ugh. That's a big talent. Big talent lost. He was a big part of my musical, not childhood, but like when I was younger. Like I was a huge fan, still a huge fan. Oh, it just sucks, man. Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I have a Kindle haul for you. I'm deciding to start doing Kindle hauls separately from my regular book hauls just because it would make those book hauls really long, and Kindle books and ebooks are not for everybody, so I just wanted to have it separate so that if you want to watch it, you can. If you don't care about it or you don't have an e-reader, you can skip the video without having to worry about it. So that's how I'm going to do it. So for May, I've downloaded quite a few things on my Kindle here. I do have a Kindle Paperwhite. Let me show you. Just cute little Kindle Paperwhite. I love it. I love it so much. And I have a few books that I got approved for review, and then I have some that I purchased myself. So let's start with the reviews. The review ones came from two different places. I got some from NetGalley, and then I got one from Edelweiss, which is another outlet where you can request review books. It's a little bit harder to navigate, but Elizabeth from the Allery did a really good video on how to use that site, so I'm going to leave that link down below if you're interested. I don't think I could explain it as well as she did, and she actually shows like screenshots of it. So I'll leave that link down below, but if you're a reviewer and it's something you want to check out, I definitely would. But one that I got approved for on there is called The Hole, and this is by Hae Young Poon. I don't know if I said that last name correctly or not. This is supposed to be a psychological thriller that is set somewhere in Asia. I'm not exactly sure where, but somewhere in that region. So that's all I kind of know about it, and I liked the cover, so I went ahead and requested it and got approved. So there's that one. And then I got approved for quite a few on NetGalley. I kind of went through one day just looking for some stuff and found a ton, and decided to request all of it and got approved for almost all of it. And I was like, great. Super awesome, but that's just more that I have to keep on top of now. But the first one is The Language of Dying by Sarah Pinborough. This is actually a book that is already out. It's been published already. It may be coming out in paperback, so maybe that's why it's up there again, but it was still up there. So that is an author that I really want to get into because I read one of hers earlier this year and absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorites this year so far. So I wanted to definitely see more from this author, and when I saw that on there, I went ahead and requested it. Next one is The Marsh King's Daughter by Karen Dion. I keep looking down because I have it all on my phone, so I just need to, I'm trying to make sure I get all these authors correct. But this one I believe is set somewhere in, I want to say Louisiana, maybe around like kind of that type of environment. And that's kind of all I know. It's a mystery. I believe it's a murder mystery, and I'm all about those. So we're going to see how this goes. And I haven't read anything from this author yet. Next one is The Child by Fiona Barton. And this is an author that I have never read either, but I do have two of her books now. I purchased The Widow last month, I believe. And this one is called The Child. I don't think you have to read them in order. I think they are standalone novels, but I still want to. I think I'm going to read The Widow first and then read The Child, just in case they overlap somehow. I have a feeling they probably do. That's all. I couldn't really get a whole lot out of my research of it, but I just figured it'd be safer just to do that anyway. So I'm going to be doing that soon, but these are supposed to be psychological thrillers, and you guys know I love those. The next one is Midnight at the Bright Ideas Bookstore by Matthew Sullivan, and this one is about, I think, a bookstore owner who dies and then ends up leaving his employees kind of a scavenger hunt type thing around his bookstore. I'm like, hello, that's like a dream come true. Send me on a scavenger hunt around a bookstore. Yes, please. So I think that sounds really cool. Maybe a little bit Ready Player One-ish as far as like, you know, a scavenger hunt and all that and trying to find things. So yeah, set in a bookstore, I'm in. Next up is Mrs. Fletcher by Tom Perrotta. Tom Perrotta is the author of Little Children, which I read a very long time ago. Yeah, a really long time ago, but the book was very good. The movie was really good as well. And he's always one that I've wanted to get back to. And he also wrote the book The Leftovers, which became an HBO show, which I love. I actually need to get back to that and watch the second season. But he's an author that I've definitely wanted to check out again, and then I got approved for this one. And I think this one is about an older woman who's very reliant on social media. and electronics and all that stuff. So I think it's supposed to be kind of humorous and, you know, how that kind of stuff affects our lives. And the fact that it's an older woman, it really intrigues me because, you know, we know that young kids are definitely reliant on social media right now. So to see like it from maybe someone of my age, I think that's going to be interesting. Next up is Everything We Left Behind by Carrie Lonsdale, and I was super excited to get approved for this one because this one is a sequel to Everything We Keep, and I read that last year and absolutely loved it and was dying for a sequel because the novel definitely wrapped up nicely, but then it had an epilogue that was like, what? Why? And more, please. And it really like showed that there's more to the story. So she did write a sequel and I'm so excited for it. So I'm probably most definitely going to be picking that up here really soon. The next one is Sea of What I Have Done by Sarah Schmidt. I have no clue what this book is about, but look at that cover, you guys. It's stunning. I don't even like birds that much, but oh my gosh, that cover like just completely drew me in. I was like, I don't care what this is about. I'm requesting it, and then I got approved. So I hope I like it. If I do, I might get a physical copy because that book is just incredibly gorgeous. And literally, I don't know what it's about. I don't. The next one is a book that has also been out for a while, and I actually think there are 2 other books that are out already, but it is The Falconer by Elizabeth May. And I believe this follows, I don't know what country, maybe Scotland, maybe. It reminds me of Merida just because of, you know, her dress, and she has a sword and like her long red hair. So I'm hoping it's kind of that kind of a vibe. I think that would be fun. But there are 2 sequels out to this book already, and they are both on NetGalley, and I've requested all 3 of them, and I only got approved for the first one so far. So we'll see. Maybe if I read and review it, I'll get approved for the other 2 as well. But yeah, it's one that's been talked about a couple times. I've seen a few people talk about it, and when I saw it up there, I figured I would give it a shot. And the next one is Unseld by Meg Gardiner, and this one I believe follows the FBI as they're trying to hunt somebody who is kind of eluding them. And for all of my Criminal Mind fanatics like myself, you know what unsub means, an unknown subject. So the person you're trying to hunt, but you don't know who they are yet. So yeah, again, just another fun murder mystery that I'm really intrigued by because I love those, and I'm excited to see what it's about. Okay, so next up are books that I purchased myself. The first one is The Rise of the Dawnstar by Farah Omarboy, and this one is the second book in the Last of the Fire Drakes series, which I read the first one last year. I really liked it. I actually have a separate review video for it that I can leave down below, and I really enjoyed it. It was good. It's a YA fantasy. The writing was pretty basic for me, but I still enjoyed the story enough to want to keep going. And I had the first one in hardback, however, I just unhauled it. I'm giving it to a friend because this one came out and I was like, oh, great. And I was gonna purchase the physical copy so I could have them, but it was $17.99 for the hardback, and I was like, I don't know about that. And then the Kindle was $2.99. So I was like, you know what? Kindle it is. So that's why I'm unhauling the first one. I'm not going to be collecting them, so all good, but $2.99, can't beat that. Next up is Water Under the Bridge by Brittany King, and this is one that showed up on Facebook, and it was kind of like a sponsored thing, and it had like a book trailer and everything, and it looked interesting, and I was like, ooh, who did what? What's going on? So yeah, I got that one too. And that one was, I believe, was it free? It was either free or 99 cents. It was like super cheap, and that's why I went ahead and got it. But yeah. This next one was free, and that is Monday by E.L. Todd. And this is actually an author that I've heard quite a bit about. She writes adult, or new adult maybe, but you know, very adult content. Know what I mean? So I've heard a lot about her, and that her books are pretty good, and this is the first book in one of her series, and I think there's 7 books. I think it goes through every day of the week, and Monday's the first one. So I figured I'd give it a shot. It was free. Can't beat that. Next up is Bird Box by Josh Malerman, and Josh Malerman is an author that I've heard lots and lots about lately, and that he is an incredible writer and really can shock you, and that's what I really like. He writes mostly horror, so this one is supposed to be like a horror book, and everyone is just saying it was completely amazing. They were blown away, and yeah, I was like, it came up as pretty cheap. I think it was $1.99, and I was like, yep, totally doing that. Next up is The Dragon's Blade, The Reborn King, and this is by Michael R. Miller. And this is a book that's been on my radar for a while. I've seen a few people review it on BookTube, and they enjoyed it. And it's a dragon book. However, the dragons have the ability to turn into humans, so I think that's pretty interesting. So they start as dragons, but then they can turn into humans, versus usually it's the other way around. Someone starts as a human and they can turn into something else. So I think that's pretty interesting, and I was always really intrigued to read this. You can get this book for free if you sign up for his newsletter. You will get an automatic download to download his book for free on ebook. So if that's something that you're interested in, I will leave his link down below. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, yes, absolutely. So I definitely went ahead and did that. And I'm excited to read it. All right, guys, that's it for me. That's everything that I have recently downloaded onto my Kindle. And I will leave links down below if you want to see where I get these books from. So I'll have a link to the Edelweiss review site along with Elizabeth's kind of tutorial on how to use that site. I will leave those both linked down below. I'll leave a link down to NetGalley, and I will also leave a link to the deal sites that I've been finding. So like BookBub is a big one, and I think there's one called e-reader news or something. I'll figure it out, and I'll leave all those links down below. And then also to Michael R. Miller's website if you guys want to grab a free copy of that book. And he has a second book out that just came out as well, which is not free, but the first one is. So it's a really good, if you want to give it a try and see what you think for free, that is fantastic. All right, guys, that's it for me. Please let me know down below if you guys have Kindles or e-readers, what you read on. If you guys have any good deal sites that you use that I did not mention here, let me know as well. Maybe I can check those out, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day. Bye.